Okay, thank you very much for having me. My name is Carleen from the OVC in Pietermaritzburg. I am the program manager for the agricultural internship program, which I'm going to tell you a little bit about today. If you want to, obviously there's the chat box. So what I'm going to do is I'll work through the full presentation. If you think of questions, just write them in the chat box. And then when I'm finished, obviously we can open up the floor to any questions and I'll go through what's in the chat box. Okay, so who is OVC? I'm not sure if anybody's heard of us before. We are the largest travel, work-study travel organization in South Africa. We've got 18 offices around the country. Obviously, you guys will all be dealing with the OVC in Pietermaritzburg office. Not only do we specialize in all the student work, study, travel programs, we also do flights, travel insurance, visas, etc. So the nice thing is with a program like this, we'll be able to help you from start to finish. So not only get you placed on the program, but we organize your airline ticket, we organize your visa, we do everything that you need to get you on your way. Okay, so where are we talking about? So we're talking about the United States of America, North America. There it is on the map. Obviously, most of the placements are, well, should I say all the placements are agricultural based. We can technically place you throughout the whole of America, but obviously you're not going to be in any of the major cities, etc., because that's not where all the agricultural people are. So to go through the eligibility of the program, okay, so you have to be over 19, under 35. You have to have a qualification in agriculture and experience. I'll go into that in more detail just now. You have to have a passport, a South African passport, and you have to be in good health, good attitude, team player, and also obviously be able to speak English. With regards to how you qualify for this program, so there's a few different avenues to qualify. One of them is 5 years worth of experience. So if you haven't studied or you didn't finish studying or whatever the case may be, but you have 5 years worth of experience in the field of agriculture, okay, like hands-on experience, then you qualify. Obviously, this shouldn't pertain to any of you guys because you would all have your qualification. When it comes to the qualification or the studying of agriculture, you need to either be currently enrolled and have at least finished 1 year's worth of your course, or a recent graduate. If you've recently graduated within 12 months, then you don't need any work experience. However, if you graduated, say 4 years ago, and now you want to go over, you need to have at least 12 months worth of work experience. However, because you guys are obviously still all in college, you will all basically fall under the recent graduates. So you wouldn't technically require any work experience to apply. You could literally, just the fact that you've recently graduated from a agricultural course, you would be able to qualify. So other things that as not necessarily a requirement, but things that employers and not only through your entire life, employers are going to look for these type of things. Someone who's great at communicating, hardworking, committed, puts that extra effort in. Any licenses, obviously with the agricultural tractor licenses and things like that, is a bonus. Someone who can financially budget and look after themselves, independent, being able to travel and things like that, and also being culturally aware. Now, if you haven't traveled overseas before, then a lot of these or a couple of these points you wouldn't really have exposed yourself to, which is also one of the great reasons why we love our programs and why we love sending our young South Africans overseas to be able to get cultural awareness, to be able to experience another culture, other people from all over the world, to be more independent, to be more open-minded, and all of these life skills that this program will give you. So the internships available, we technically can place in all of these categories. However, the most popular or the most placements are swine and poultry. Okay. So obviously due to COVID, a lot of farms have not made it out of it. Unfortunately, a lot of farms have had to close, or a lot of farms have not been able to afford to bring in interns back yet, etc. So at the moment, we don't have as many farms as we used to have. However, we still do have farms, and mainly looking at swine or poultry. Also, just remember that the program is 12 months long. You cannot extend or anything like that. You do your 12 months, you come home, and you can technically, after you've been back in South Africa for 2 years, you can reapply. As long as you're still the right age, you can reapply to go back again. Okay, but initially it's the 12 months. So just a bit about the internship life. So the internship is a government run program. So there's government rules that have to be adhered to. And the point of the program is to allow someone who's qualified to be able to go over and gain international experience, so gain the work experience. Okay, so they are quite particular with the training plan and the training phases. You will get, when you apply, when you place and you go for your visa, you'll get a long document with all the different training phases of the different departments you'll be involved in, the different jobs they'll expect you to do. You're going over there to obviously learn as much as you can of hands-on experience. So the employer obviously knows this as well. So the employer has to adhere to the training plan, minimum of 32 hours per week. Obviously in peak times, peak periods, you can work up to 50, 60 hours. I'm sure, as you know, in the agricultural industry, it can be early, you know, up early and to bed late. In the peak times. You do get time off, generally 1 day a week. You can get time to travel. You do get time to travel if you want to. You're looking at approximately $7 to $10 per hour. And obviously there are assessments and forms and stuff like that you will go through the process throughout the year to obviously make sure that you are learning all you can learn, etc. Here's just a quick little video, I hope you can hear the sound, of some photos of a few of our interns from last year. So just before I carry on, I just wanted to point out, you saw on the photos there was a whole group of guys doing braais and at the pub and going to the lake and stuff like that. So that was the one chap, that was his housemates that he lived with. So those were the other interns that lived on the farm with him. and they were all in one big house, and obviously they all got on well. There was other guys from South Africa, some from Philippines, some from Chile. So interns can also come from obviously all over the world, which is also quite exciting. So a lot about internship and gaining this experience is obviously branding your resume. So it's something you want to be able to put on your resume, so when you come back to South Africa, you can get a good job because you've had this invaluable international experience that any employer will appreciate. Not only are you able to network globally, you've also been able to adjust and live with other cultures and get to know and learn other cultures, which not only educates you, but also gives you, like I said, life skills that you will never be able to lose. So the J1 visa sponsor is our partner in America that will deal with you, will be your person, your go-to person in America. So obviously OVC are here to do everything on this side, help you to get the placement, etc. And then once you're over there, your J1 sponsor, his name's Chris, he will be the person that, if there's a problem or you lose your passport or the employer did something, he's the guy that you would go to. It's his job to screen the host companies, to do your pre-arrival preparations, to do your service check-ins, your travel insurance. They give the documentation to us that you need to get your J1 visa. They're also there to organize cultural activities and be your 24/7 in-country support. So it's not, you're not, deserted once you get over there. You've got great support on that side to help you throughout your year and your program. I just wanted to touch a little bit on the earning side of it before we get, and the costs and stuff. But just to do a bit of calculation, so if you earn the minimum of $7 per hour and you work on average a 40-hour week, so obviously bearing in mind some weeks it's going to be a lot more than that, but if you do that, you're looking at about 4,300 Rand per week. If there's 4 weeks in a month, you're looking at 17,000 Rand plus or minus per month. Okay, if you work on an average of about $10 per hour, 40 hours a week, in that month you're looking at about 24,000 Rand plus or minus salary or earnings potential. Okay, when you see that, we go on to the costs of the program. So the depending on your airline ticket, so the cost ranges between the 49, call it 50,000, up to the 59, call it 60,000, depending on the cost of your airline ticket. So if it is, let's go middle of the range, well, 50,000 Rand for your program, you could technically pay your program back or pay the fees back after the 2 to 3 months that you've spent in the USA. And then the rest is your money that you can save to bring home, etc. So the total amount that you're looking at is the 49 to 59,000. Like I say, that includes your visa, your airline ticket, your travel insurance, your application fees, your documentation, your spending money as well. So included in that is about 7,000 Rand spending money. So that is the total cost for you. Just your OVC PMB contact details. There's the email address and the cell phone number if you want to speak to Trish. She is the lady that will be able to help you. What you can do is pop her an email maybe with your CV, and then she'll be able to guide you from there. We also have awesome social media presence. We've got Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We've got loads of videos on and more information on all of these channels, as obviously as well as our website.